Hey, what's up YouTube? This is your favorite dispatch trainer, Antoine West, back at you guys with another video. In this video today, I'm going to be talking about the FMCSA updated the guidelines for brokers and dispatch services. And it's a government loophole that no one's talking about that you can find in these updated guidelines. So what I want you guys to understand is most people and the people making very minimal amount of money in businesses, mainly all the small business owners, what they do is laws come out and they only think about those laws. But multi-million-dollar businesses, what they do is when laws come out, they look for government loopholes in the law. They look for something that the law doesn't spell out and they execute on that. So with these new guidelines that came out, you probably won't hear this anywhere else, but if there is a major government loophole in this guideline that allows you to make hundreds of thousands of dollars per year legally. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining that to you, but I know I've been going for a little while. What I've been working on is working on my next multi-million-dollar business, and that's water restoration. I have me and a crew of about 8 guys. We got fully certified to be water restoration technicians. So just like you've seen with Hurricane Ian that came here to Florida recently, it caused a lot of damage on the southwest coast of Florida. So I'm starting a business where I can go in and restore those homes, to dry out those homes and commercial properties. And it's millions of dollars involved in this business. And it's an up and coming business. That's what I like to do. I like to get on businesses before it get real hot. You know, I like to get in there earlier, offer a lot of value, and change the makeup of that business forever. So me and my crew, we're starting this multi-million-dollar business. I know we're going to make millions in this business already. So mainly that's what I've been doing with my extra time. Just like I started Airbnb, I started investing in the cryptocurrency, roofing also. I took money that I made from my freight dispatch business, and now I'm investing it into other businesses so I can recycle my value. So that's just going to build wealth. So if you're new to freight dispatching, what I suggest that you do is you get into the game, you offer a lot of value to your owner operators. I made a previous video talking about decreasing TTV. That's decreasing time to value. So some people might not see it yet, but I have students that have plenty of clients and that are making a lot of money in this business, and they follow the steps outlined in my training programs. If you're interested in getting my training, just go to antoinewest.biz. But what I'm telling my students to do is offer value for free. Look around you. Anyone selling on social media, on the internet, what they're doing is they're offering value for free before the client signs up with their business. It doesn't matter what industry it's in. So if that's making videos, if that's sending out email marketing campaigns, whatever you're doing, you have to offer value for free and give your potential customers value. And then once they see the value that you're giving them, without them paying any money, that's going to make them believe in your business and believe in your services because you're giving them value. And because you're giving them value for free, they're going to sign up with you. I have a student right now by the name of Kai. I want to give a big shout out to Kai. He joined my enhanced dispatch training program probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. He already has 4 owner operators he's dispatching for, and he followed exactly what I told him to do. He built a Facebook business page. He's giving out value on that Facebook business page. He's going into the Facebook trucking groups and he's giving out value there, and then he's directing people from the Facebook trucking groups back to his Facebook business page, and then they see even more value. So he's going to always get more people to sign up with his business. Overall, the dispatchers that's just out there saying, hey, I'm looking to find owner operators. Nobody cares that you're looking to find owner operators. What owner operators care about is you giving them value, and they seeing the value that they have, and then the owner operators are going to reach out to you. But also, I have a huge Black Friday sale coming up. I'm offering 50% off. If you're interested in that sale, send me a text message to 407-698 $39.72 to get the coupon code so you can save 50% on any of my training programs. But I'm going to get into the subject of this video, and that's the updated FMCSA guidelines on brokers and dispatch services. I'm going to tell you about these updated guidelines so you can make sure that you're legal. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about the government loophole that you can take advantage of. And when I say government loophole, that means it's legal. You want to look for details that in the law that offer you the advantage to make more profit. So with these updated guidelines, there is a major government loophole that you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars per year easily. So that's what business is about. You want to think of ideas where you can make a lot of money, a large amount of money easily. So I'm going to explain these guidelines to you, and then I'm going to tell you about the government loophole. All right, let's get right into these updated FMCSA guidelines for broker and dispatch services. Handling money exchange between carriers and shippers does not necessarily require broker authority. Agency clarifies. So this has been a big topic in the trucking industry for years. As long as I've been in the trucking industry, I've heard owner operators complaining, some owner operators that don't take advantage of dispatch services. They complain and say that dispatch services are operating illegally because they don't have an MC number. And you hear brokers saying that too, but what I've always believed is, as a freight dispatcher, you're a service provider that the owner operator is hiring for their company as a contractor. So what I think about the owner operator, and the thing is, owner operators are driving. They own their truck and they operate their truck. That's a lot of work. Owning a business, owning a trucking business is one job, and then being a truck driver is an entirely different job. And to have to do both of those jobs together, that's a lot of work, and I don't believe most owner operators can handle all of that. And if they are trying to handle all of those two jobs at once, they're missing out on other ways to add additional revenue to their company, which I'll talk about later. And while I'm on that subject, I'm going to tell you guys the main reason why so many owner operators fail in this industry. It's not because of high fuel prices. It is not because of low rates. The reason they fail is they're just concentrated on one source of revenue. Look at any major company that you see, Amazon, Apple. I like to look at those two companies. I look at major companies. I look at what they're doing, and I see how I can implement their same strategies into my dispatching services. So that's where the trucking industry messes up, because they don't look at other industries. You're not supposed to look at only the trucking industry. You're supposed to look at other industries and other successful businesses and see how they're successful and see how you can implement that into your business. So why so many owner operators fail, like I've told you, is not because of low fuel, it's not because of low rates or high fuel prices. That doesn't matter. That's putting your attention on debt. You know, you put your attention on debt, even in your personal life, you're just going to get more debt. But what you want to do is put your attention on revenue generating ideas. So why so many owner operators fail? Because they're only concentrating on bringing in revenue through loads. I know they own trucking companies, but what they need to do is think of multiple streams of income. You hear that everywhere in your personal life. You hear all type of financial advice telling you to create multiple sources of income, but you need to do the same thing within your company. But owner operators, they're so busy running a company, and they're so busy driving their trucks, and they're listening to other owner operators, and the whole trucking industry is focused on just delivering loads. But there's hardly any trucking companies trying to think of ideas to add additional streams of revenue to their company. So take, for example, Apple. Apple has the iPhone, they have iPads, they have MacBooks, they have the Apple Watch, they have, what else do they have? They have the AirPods, and I know there's probably plenty of other services and products that I'm missing that Apple has, but what you have to realize, with each additional product Apple adds to their company, each one of those products is like a company by themselves, and they're adding millions of dollars of revenue with each product. So what trucking companies need to do, what owner operators need to do, they need to add more products and more services to their trucking company to increase revenue. And this is fact. This is fact. And you probably won't hear about this anywhere else on social media, but this is fact. This is why owner operators are failing. I want some owner operators to hear this so you can start improving your revenue within your trucking company. And I'm going to tell you now what's going to happen. There's going to be some trucking companies that take this advice and they're going to go out and add all different types of additional revenue to their trucking company. And then everybody else is going to follow them. See, that's the thing. That's the thing wrong with trucking. Truck drivers just look at what everybody else is doing and you try to copy them. There's two type of people in this world. It's the type of people that get out there and just copy other businesses, follow the leader, follow what somebody else is doing. And then it's the type of business owners that go out, think of their own idea to manifest more revenue within their company, and they're the ones that succeed. I know I got off on a little bit of tangent there, but this is going to go into what I'm going to talk about further, especially with the government loopholes that I'm going to talk about. So these updated guidelines. So there's six criteria that you need to pay attention to as a freight dispatcher and make sure you're abiding by them. The first one that I'm about to talk to involves the government loophole that I'm going to talk to you guys about after I go over each one of these criteria. So the first is interacts or negotiates a shipment of freight directly with a shipper or representative of the shipper. So that means you as a freight dispatcher, you cannot go to a shipper directly to get loads. That makes it illegal. And with the FMCSA, it's saying that you could get fined $10,000. If you go to a shipper directly to get loads, you can now be fined $10,000. So make sure you guys aren't going to a shipper directly to negotiate a shipment of freight. You can't do that as a freight dispatcher. The next, accepts or takes compensation for a load from the broker or factoring company, or is involved in any part of monetary transaction between any of these entities. So that means you cannot accept money on behalf of a carrier. All money has to go straight through the carrier, and then you have to invoice said carrier. Next, arranges for a shipment of freight for a motor carrier with which there is no written legal contract with the motor carrier that meets the aforementioned criteria. So that means you cannot dispatch for a carrier unless you have a legal binding agreement. So that means you need a dispatching agreement. I've taught you in a previous video how to use jotform.com to make a digital dispatch agreement, and that will cover you. So next, accepts a shipment without a truck or carrier, then attempts to find a truck or carrier to move the shipment. So that means you need to have trucks that need freight, and then you find freight for those trucks. So you can't find the freight first and then find a truck driver. So you can't be advertising that you have a load that needs moved from point A to point B. You need to have the truck first or the carrier, and then you need to go and find that individual carrier or load. Is a named party on the shipping contract. So that means on the shipping contract, or basically the Raycon, the BOL, your dispatch company name can't be on there because you're a service provider for that carrier. So it can only be the carrier's name mentioned on that shipping contract. Lastly, is soliciting the open market of carriers for the purposes of transporting a freight shipment. As I said, you cannot solicit loads on the open market. You need to have carriers, and you need to find loads directly for that carrier. So we're going to get into the government loophole. And this is something that I've been doing for a while now. I've been sharing it with some of my students in my elite training program. A lot of things I say for them, since they're paying me the big bucks, I have to make sure that I have information that I can give to them before I come to the general market with. But I want you to pay attention to what the FMCSA is saying by these new guidelines they came out with. So basically, to sum it up, they don't want dispatchers going directly to shippers to get loads. They don't want you posting those loads in various places saying that you have loads and you're looking for basically an owner operator to move those loads. Those are two main things that the FMCSA doesn't want. And they don't want you to be named as a dispatch company on a shipping contract. And they also want you to have a legally binding agreement with the carriers that you're working for. And it is perfectly legal for you to dispatch for multiple carriers. That's fine. That's our bread and butter as dispatchers. That's how we make money, by servicing multiple carriers and helping to improve their revenue by booking them the highest paying loads and keeping them off their cell phone. You know, we're very big into safety as a freight dispatcher, because a lot of owner operators, what they're doing is they're on their cell phone searching for loads as they're trying to drive. So we want to avoid that. But if you pay attention to that first guideline, it says interacts or negotiates a shipment of freight directly with the shipper or representative of the shipper. So this is the loophole that you can find in these guidelines. And by loophole, I mean you want to find something that you can do legally that the guidelines doesn't say that you can't do. You don't want to focus, check it out. The multi-million-dollar companies, they're looking at the laws and they're finding what they can do, what the law allows them to do, and they're finding what the law allows them to do that other businesses in their sector aren't thinking about. So this is how you make hundreds of thousands of dollars as a freight dispatch company. You have to find out what the other freight dispatch companies aren't going to be thinking about, because if they're not even thinking about it, they're not putting the idea out there. And if you think about it and you put the idea out there, owner operators are going to realize you have more value than other freight dispatch companies, and they're going to sign up with you. So the loophole is that you need to give your shippers leads. You need to charge for leads. So the law, these guidelines, it says you can't interact with shippers directly for the shipment. You can't interact or negotiate with shippers directly for the shipment of freight. But what you can do, and it is perfectly legal, is to charge your owner operator for leads. So you need to find shippers in your owner operator's area where they're operating their truck. And then what you can do is you can charge those owner operators for leads. So you can charge anywhere from about $50 to $150 for a lead. We call this CPL, cost per lead. So this is something I've been doing for a while, and a lot of my students have been doing. So let's say if you're charging your owner operators $100 per lead. Now, when you're first starting this out, I recommend you doing it for free just to get the hang of it, or charging a low price. You can charge $25. Start out with $25, something low, so you can get used to the process. And if you join any of my training programs, and all my training programs come with mentorship, and during those mentorship sessions, I can tell you more about this, and I'll make some more videos in the future telling you more, but you're going to charge them CPL, cost per lead. So if you're charging your owner operators $100 per lead, so the lead, you're not interacting with these shippers. You're going to let the owner operators do all the interacting and negotiating the rates for their direct shipments. But you are going to find the shippers for the owner operators and charge them for the shipper lead. And then your owner operator is going to do all the negotiating. You know, you can give them advice on how to negotiate with those shippers, but you can't do any of it yourself. So what you're going to do is charge them per lead. So let's say you're charging them $100 per lead. So that means every lead you send to your owner operator, you can make $100 off of it. And by your owner operator executing on that lead and getting to ship their freight directly, they're going to make thousands of dollars over time. They're going to make that $100 back off the first load plus more. So you need to explain that to your owner operators, and that is going to be the reason they want you to find leads. So if you have an owner operator and you're sending them, let's say 3 leads per week, that's $300. If you're sending them 3 leads per week for an entire month, 3 leads per week for an entire month, that's $1,200. So that's $1,200 you can make off your owner operators per month just by finding leads for them. And they're going to make back that $1,200 so fast. It's crazy. So that's the good thing. That's what you want to do in business, is create win-win situations. Now you have an additional service you can offer to your owner operators where you're getting paid $1,200 or much more per month, in addition to your dispatch services that you're offering. Now let's say you're dispatching for 5 owner operators and you're sending each owner operator 3 leads per week, making $300 off each owner operator per week. If you're doing that for 5 owner operators, which is $72,000 per year. So that's an additional $72,000 you would be making per year. And trust me, your owner operators are going to make so much more off of that $1,200 they're each paying you per month. But like I told you guys, you can charge anywhere from $50 to $100 or more. So I recommend you starting very low. If you're new to shipper leads, starting very low at maybe around $25. I'll be making plenty of more videos about shipper leads, but I just wanted to make this video to explain the guidelines to you guys, and also explain this additional service that's not even out there yet, that nobody else is talking about, and how you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars off this additional service. But if you guys are looking for more information on this subject, make sure you go to my website, AntoineWest.biz. Make sure you text me to 407-698-3972. Text Black Friday to that number so you can save 50% on any of my training programs. Also, go to my website to get 30 days free a DAT load board.